What's up, YouTube? T Movies here. Here is my throwback segment where I talk about the films that turns 10 and 20 this week. Okay, films turning 10, we got the Ryan Reynolds and Denzel Washington movie Safe House. Now, that is also on Netflix and all, and this is actually a really fun little film. It is directed by Danny Espinosa, who also is directing the upcoming Morbius movie, which I'm excited for. Now, here you got Ryan Reynolds, who plays this rookie CIA agent named Matt Watson, who has been eager to prove himself while cooling his heel at the inactive South African Post, and he gets the chance when Tobin Frost, played by Denzel Washington, a turncoat operative, is brought to was the safe house for debriefing. But soon after Frost's approval, mercenaries attacks, and Weston and Frost barely escape, and the two men join forces and try to stay alive along enough to figure out who wants them dead and all. Now, Denzel and Ryan Reynolds both had some really cool chemistry with one another. You also had Vera Farmiga was also in this. It is a really fun little action film. Didn't really get too much praise, but this movie is actually a really fun little film if you guys haven't seen it. Alright, also turning 10, we got The Foul. Now, this is a movie that stars Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum, and it's where, it's actually based on a true story, believe it or not, where Rachel McAdams' character Paige and Channing Tatum's Leo are happily married, they're newlyweds and all. And so one day, there's like an accident that ends up happening, leaving Rachel McAdams' character to have amnesia. So Tatum's character needs to find a way to find because of course she doesn't really remember who he is and all. So he has to find a way to try to get her memory back. And you had some really cool cast members here too. Like you had Scott Speedman. You had Sam Neill, Jessica Lange is in this. It's a really cute little charming film. Definitely has a bit of a 51st Dates feel to it in a way. Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams, they're no stranger when it comes to romantic-based movies because of course Channing Tatum was in Dear John, while Rachel McAdams was in was in The Notebook. So they definitely have romantic backgrounds here. This definitely did felt like a Nicholas Sparks adaptation, but it's not even based on a Nicholas Sparks book at all. But it's a really cute little film. Both Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams both has a really decent chemistry for one another. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's a really decent little film. Alright, Turning 20 is probably my favorite film on this list, and that's kind of a childhood favorite of mine, and that is Big Fat Liar. Now, Big Fat Liar is directed by Sean Levy, who of course just gave us a Free Guy. He has The Adam Project coming out next month. Now here you got Frankie Muniz, and it also stars Amanda Bynes. You also had Keena Thompson was also in this. Kel Mitchell was also in this. Donna Faison. You had some really cool, former Nickelodeon stars popping up here and there. And so here you got Frankie Muniz, who plays Jason Shepard, who has to prove the sleazy Hollywood producer named Marty Wolf, played by Paul Giamatti, stole his class paper and turned it into a blockbuster hit movie called Big Fat Liar. So he travels to LA with his best friend, played by Amanda Bynes, and he tries to break into the show business literally through a hilarious series of pranks and ruses. Jason brings one of Hollywood's most powerful, and he tries to bring one of Hollywood's most powerful producers down and on. He does even make, obviously one of the funniest moments in this is when he pretty much turns Paul Giamatti blue. That is a really fun scene. This is actually the movie that actually that sort of introduced me to Giamatti, believe it or not. This was before I even saw, Sideways, and before, obviously way before Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Paul Giamatti is so funny in this. He plays his part really well. Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes are two actors who used to have been big back in the days. Sadly, with Frankie Muniz doing stuff like Agent Cody Banks, Malcolm Middle, of course Amanda Bynes doing Nickelodeon shows like The Amanda Show and all that. It's such a shame that they haven't really done anything since. Hasn't really broken into anything else lately. That's really a shame because I've always liked both Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes. And they were really good in this. If you guys have never really seen Big Fat Liar, I'm not sure if it's on Disney Plus or anything. I'm trying to remember if it was a Disney movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's a really cute little film if you guys never seen it. Alright, also turning 20, we got Collateral Damage, which stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, who plays this family man who is plunged into a complex and dangerous world of international terrorism. And after he loses his wife and child in a bombing, he's frustrated with the official investigation and haunted by the thought of that the man responsible for murdering his family might never be brought to justice. Now, this movie actually, I remember, like, believe it or not, this was actually supposed to be a 2001 movie, but obviously because the terror attacks on 9/11, they had to, like, delay it a little because tragedy struck. But I gotta say, Collateral Damage is a fun little film. I mean, Arnold, obviously, it's not his best work or anything. Like, it's no Terminator, it's no Predator, nothing like that. It is a really fun little film. You also had John Leguizamo, John Turturro was in this. If you guys have never, like, this was, of course, pure early 2000 Arnold before he became a governor, of course. And it's a really fun little film, if you guys haven't seen that. Okay. Oh boy, Turning 20 is the god-awful remake of Rollerball. I mean, this is literally directed by the same guy who gave us Die Hard. And starring a cool cast that includes Chris Klein, Rebecca Romijn, LL Cool J, Jean Reno. Oh boy, this is one of the worst pieces of garbage that ever came out that year. Now, here it stars Chris Klein, who you might remember from American Pie fame, who plays Jonathan, who's the most popular player in the fastest and most extreme sport of all time, Rollerball, and along with teammates Marcus, played by LL Cool J, and Aurora, played by Rebecca Romijn, who at the time went by Samuels because she was married to John Samuels. Jonathan is also giving viewers what they really want: versatile drills, breakneck speed, and head slamming action. And things also go wrong when Rollerball's career Predovich, played by Jean Reno, realizes that serious on-court accidents bring higher ratings and all. I mean, this is one of the worst things to ever be put out. Rollerball. No, it has a 3%. So only about 2 people like this thing. It's an awful movie. The acting is horrible. It's a shame too because I like Chris Klein. I like LL Cool J, but man, this was garbage. It was just horrible. I mean, why John McTiernan, the guy literally gave us, I mean, here's some of his cool resume. This is the guy who gave us Die Hard, he gave us Predator. He really, I feel like this and maybe even Jail Time saw screw his career. So I believe he actually went to jail after this movie, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he probably went to movie jail after this, but still, I kid you not, the director of Die Hard actually literally went to actual prison. So, yeah, but that aside, this is an awful film, and oh boy. Anyway, that's pretty much it there. Let me ask you guys, which of these films stand out to you the most? The 10-year one, I'm probably going to say Safe House. That's actually my favorite one there. And the 20-year one, I'm of course going to go with Big Fat Liar. Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Simon signing off.